Let's be real. Most of us were never taught how to manage money. Our parents might not have been the best with money, and school sure didn't teach us much about personal finance. But what if you could skip the financial hangover and learn from people who've already figured it out? That's what this video is all about. I'm breaking down 10 smart money tactics that financially stable people actually use. Stick around till the end. Tactic number 10 could be the biggest game changer. This first tactic is crucial, guys. Imagine working all month and then saving whatever's left over after you've spent money on everything else. Instead of playing catch up with your savings, flip the script and pay yourself first. As soon as that paycheck hits your account, send a fixed portion of it, say 10 to 20%, straight to your savings or investment accounts. And the best part? You can automate the entire process, so it's not even a decision you have to make every month. Most banks let you set up automatic transfers between your checking and savings accounts. Treat saving like a non-negotiable bill. Just like you wouldn't skip paying your rent, don't skip paying yourself. Trust me, your future self will thank you for it. Alright, next up is a term I use all the time. Your burn rate. It's basically how much money you need just to survive each month. We're talking about all your essential expenses. Rent or mortgage payments, groceries, utilities, transportation, those monthly subscriptions you might have forgotten about, everything you absolutely need to pay for. Why is knowing this number so important? First, it tells you how many months of savings you actually have. If you know you burn through $3,000 a month and you have $15,000 saved, that's 5 months worth of breathing room. Second, it helps you make smarter financial decisions if something happens to your income. God forbid you lose your job or have a medical emergency, you'll know exactly how much you need to cut back or how long your savings can support you. There are tons of budgeting apps out there that make it super easy to track your spending. YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget, is a popular one. Remember, clarity is power, and knowing your burn rate gives you that control. Now, let's talk about a simple but effective budgeting framework, the 50-30-20 rule. This is a great starting point if you're new to budgeting or feel like your finances are all over the place. Here's how it works. You aim to allocate 50% of your after-tax income towards your needs. That's all your essential expenses: rent, groceries, utilities, transportation, and debt payments. Then, 30% of your income goes towards your wants. And finally, that remaining 20% is dedicated to savings and investments or paying down any high-interest debt you might have. The 50-30-20 rule isn't one size fits all, and you might need to adjust those percentages based on your own circumstances. The key here is to have a plan for your money and make sure that saving and investing are a part of that plan. Alright, this next tactic is non-negotiable, people. Before you even think about investing in the stock market, before you even think about buying that new car or taking that fancy vacation, you need an emergency fund. I'm talking about 3 to 6 months worth of essential expenses saved up and readily available. Why is this so important? Because life throws curveballs. Unexpected things happen. You could lose your job, your car could break down, you could have a medical emergency. These things are stressful enough without having to worry about how you're going to pay for them. Having a solid emergency fund means you won't be forced to go into debt or make rash financial decisions when something unexpected pops up. So where should you keep this emergency fund? Keep it simple and safe. A high-yield savings account is perfect for this. Now let's talk about debt. And before you click away, understand this. Not all debt is created equal. There's good debt and there's bad debt. Bad debt is the stuff that keeps you stuck in a cycle of owing money. Think credit card balances with those sky-high interest rates, high-interest personal loans, payday loans, anything that doesn't really help you build wealth in the long run. Good debt, on the other hand, is debt that has the potential to increase your net worth or increase your earning power over time. This could be student loans if they helped you get a degree that will lead to a higher-paying job. It could be a mortgage on a rental property that generates passive income. But here's the thing, even good debt can quickly turn into bad debt if you're not careful. Taking on more debt than you can comfortably afford or overpaying for something just because you can finance it can set you back big time. So what's the smart tactic here? First and foremost, prioritize paying off any high-interest debt you have as quickly as possible. Remember, debt should be a tool that helps you build your future, not something that holds you back. This next tactic is all about making your life easier and removing decision fatigue from your finances. The truth is, the more you have to think about money and make decisions about it, the more likely you are to make mistakes or slip up. That's where automation comes in. Automating your finances is like putting your money management on autopilot so you can focus on other things. Set up auto pay for all your bills so you never miss a payment and get hit with late fees. The less you have to touch your money and think about it, the more consistent you'll be with your financial habits. All right, let's talk about investing. And I know what some of you might be thinking. I'll start investing when I make more money, or I don't have enough to invest right now. Here's the thing. Time is your greatest asset when it comes to investing. Thanks to the power of compound interest, the earlier you start, even if it's with a small amount, the more time your money has to grow. Let me give you an example. A 25-year-old who invests just $50 a month consistently until they retire at age 65 could end up with significantly more money than someone who starts investing $150 a month at age 35. There are tons of apps out there that make it super easy to start investing, even with small amounts. For long-term investing, I love Fidelity and Vanguard. They have a huge selection of low-cost index funds and ETFs. Just start small, stay consistent, and let time work its magic. Chapter 8. Learn to delay gratification. This next tactic is all about mastering your mindset, and it's a game changer. It's about learning to delay gratification. We live in a world of instant gratification. We want it all, and we want it now. But this type of thinking can wreak havoc on your finances. So here's the mindset shift. Before you make any purchase, especially for anything over $100, implement a waiting period. Give it 24 to 48 hours. Most of the time, that impulsive desire to buy will fade, and you'll realize you didn't really need it after all. This isn't about depriving yourself, it's about being intentional with your money. Delayed gratification is what separates short-term pleasure from long-term wealth. You'll be shocked how much money this one shift will save you in the long run. Chapter 9. Increase income, not just cut expenses. Now, I know we've talked a lot about saving money and cutting expenses, and those are definitely important. But there's a limit to how much you can realistically cut. You can only cut your expenses so much before you're living like a minimalist monk. That's why it's equally important to focus on the other side of the equation, increasing your income. You could focus on upskilling yourself, taking online courses, getting certifications, learning new skills that are in high demand. You could start a side hustle or freelance in your spare time. The point is, saving money is important, but earning more is where it's at. Chapter 10. Think in decades, not days. This last tactic is about playing the long game with your money. Building wealth isn't about getting rich quick schemes or timing the market perfectly. It's about making smart, consistent decisions over time. Financially successful people understand that it's a marathon, not a sprint. They don't get caught up in the day-to-day fluctuations of the market or feel the need to chase the latest investment trends. They think in decades, not days. They focus on building habits that will compound over time, things like saving consistently, investing wisely, and continuously learning and growing their financial knowledge. Financial success can seem kind of boring, to be honest, but that boring routine is what gives you something that most people never achieve: freedom. Outro, that's a wrap. Look, managing your money doesn't have to be complicated. It's about understanding the basic principles and consistently applying them over time. These 10 tactics are a great starting point. If this video has helped you, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos on personal finance, investing, and building a better life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.